Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Gabriel Night 3. Last time, we did a little bit more exploring of these treasure hunters around here. We found out that Bukele did not arrive on the train, at least not the one he said he did. So that's suspicious. We also got a little information about the two men with the trunk who were in a black sedan. Now, the whole thing with following these two, I test ran it again, and the one thing that I changed, and the one thing that people usually play this with, is I did it in full screen, since right now I have to do it in like a special windowed program. And when you do that, it works just fine. But what happens is you end up right back where you are, and Gabriel just says, they're just going around in circles. There's no use in following them, and no points or anything, so don't worry about it. But yeah, it turns out that's a pretty common problem. I watched a part of another LP, like the very first time I experienced this game was through an LP, and was reminded that that guy had that same exact problem. So it's just a common thing, but no need to worry. It is not necessary. It gives no new information, so let us not worry about it. So what I want to do, let's see. Larry Chester, I believe we heard a bit about him, that he might give us some information about this Holy Grail. So let's give him a visit. And let's see what he has to say. Hello, there you are.
Hello. May I help you?
I hope so. The name is Knight. Gabriel Knight. The Abbé at Rennes-le-Château recommended you as a Templar scholar.
Did he now?
Yep. He said, go talk to Larry Chester about the Templars.
Yeah, that was it.
And then he said, and let me know what you think.
Well, in that case, you'd better come in.
All right.
Can I get you some tea?
No, thank you.
Now then, what can I do for you, Mr. Knight?
So let's talk to him a bit about all this.
Madame Girard mentioned that the Holy Grail is sometimes linked to the Templars.
It is, yes. In many of the early Grail legends, the knights were described as Templars, wearing the white mantle with a red cross.
She said something about them actually finding the Grail in the Holy Land. Do you think that's possible?
Yes, I do.
Could you elaborate?
So you think the Templars found the Holy Grail in Jerusalem and brought it back here?
Let me put it this way. When the Templars were founded in 1118, there were 9 knights. Their stated purpose was to protect pilgrims on the road. But for years they did nothing of the sort. They were given quarters in the Temple of Solomon by King Bedouin himself. There they stayed, and there they excavated for 9 years. Then, in 1128, they changed completely. They returned to Europe and began recruiting. Their wealth and power grew on an unprecedented curve.
So you do think they found the Grail?
I think you're taking the legend of the Grail a little too literally. As with many things of the Middle Ages, it was often wiser and safer to speak in allegory.
What's the Holy Grail an allegory of?
I have a feeling that will come to light sometime in the next decade.
People keep being very vague about that.
The Abbé mentioned that you're working on a book.
Yes, I'm a historian.
And you're writing about the Templars?
Oh, exactly. This area is rich in Templar history. That's why I thought I'd come here to write. It's a kind of sabbatical, really.
A sabbatical from what?
I teach at a prep school in Manchester.
Is there any reason to think the Templars left something here, specifically?
It's not unknown that the Templars were digging in the region. They claimed they were mining the old Roman gold veins, but they hired only German workers who couldn't communicate with the locals. Naturally, that led to some speculation.
I read in the museum that several of the Templar founders and a Grand Master were from this region.
That's true. They also had several bases here and owned a great deal of land. The Chateau de Serres, for example, was built on top of an old Templar fortress.
Why were the Templars accused of heresy?
There are many theories, but most scholars agree that King Philip was jealous of their authority. He wanted to confiscate their land and their reputed treasure. Unfortunately, the Templars themselves helped him make his case. They boasted of the secrets they'd learned in the Holy Land.
Secrets?
Mystical secrets from Kabbalists and Arabic astronomers. Of course, to Christendom this was nothing but witchcraft. Those who confessed were released. Those who did not were burnt at the stake, including the last Grand Master, Jacques Molay.
And they dissolved completely after that?
The Knights Templar were no more, yes.
The Templars had a lot of wealth, right? Gold, money, land.
Absolutely.
And that's one possibility for the alleged local treasure? The Templar stash?
Yes, but
You don't think so?
they had warning before their arrest. Perhaps some chose to believe that the church would ultimately protect them, but they had enough sense to move the treasure.
To where?
There are various locations. Ireland and Scotland have a great deal of Templar history, for example.
If the Templars smuggled out their treasure, wouldn't that sort of blow the Grail theory?
Perhaps there were some things that were too large or too, shall we say, localized to take with them. No, they left something behind in the Languedoc. You can be sure of that, Mr. Knight.
But what could that be?
Larry Chester. He's supposed to be writing a book on the Templars.
Alright. Let's, maybe take a look around here now that we've, finished with the conversation. Really? You can set your clock?
It's a clock. An alarm clock.
Interesting. Well, I guess it's not very interesting, it's just an alarm clock.
Yep, he's a writer, all right. Only writers have this many books.
Takes one to know one.
Why would I want to do that?
We can't change the clock.
Why would I want to do that?
Alright, whatever. You can keep it like that.
Yep, he's a writer,
Okay,
all right.
yes,
Only...
we already know that. Let's do...
The guy's into maps.
I can't really make anything out of that map.
The guy's into maps.
Oh, dang it. Oh well.
That painting's about as colorful as Larry himself.
Alright. Is that the Quran, or what is that?
Yep, he's a writer, all
okay.
right. Only...
It has like the... I don't know. What is that? We can punch the file cabinet?
Boy, can you imagine the exciting stuff in this guy's files?
That sounded like sarcasm, Gabriel.
I prefer an old manual myself.
Because he's talking about typing or writing, whatever. Let's see. Alright, I do have the score I need for now. So, that is about it that we can do here.
Thanks for the info, Mr. Chester.
You're most welcome. What is your interest in the Templars, if you don't mind my asking?
No, I don't mind. Thanks again.
Nice little escape there. Alright, it is getting late, I believe. So let's head back to town. So yeah, I should have 181 points at this point. And everyone's bikes are back in. So, we've gotten 3 license numbers, and there are 5 bikes. So we can kind of have a process of elimination. We know that this one has to be Lady Howard's and Estelle's bike.
FKS 427G. That's the moped that Lady Howard and Estelle were driving around in.
So yeah, luckily you don't have to follow them or anything to know that, because it's pretty obvious. Alright, let's write down that number. So we have Emilio's bike number, we have Wilkes's bike number, we have Lady Howard's bike number, and we have Mosley's. The only one missing is Bukele, but luckily we can do a little process of elimination.
Yeah, Mosley's driving that thing.
So we know that Mosley's driving that one.
I wonder who's rented that one.
That has to be Bukele's, since we have everyone else's. Oh, come on, let's
VDG 945F.
That has got to be Bukele's.
I know who's rented all the other bikes, so I guess I can deduce who's rented this one.
So having all their numbers will help us. So now let us call it a night. Get to bed. And look who we find.
It looks like the cavalry has arrived.
Gabriel, are you all right?
Why? Is my hair messed up? I'm Knight. Prince James told me to be expecting you.
Is there somewhere more private where we can talk?
Yeah, I have a room. Come on up.
Here's your fee, Mr. Knight. Prince James wanted me to express his gratitude to you for tracking the kidnappers.
Yeah.
Have you learned anything since this morning?
I checked at the train station. The taxi driver saw the 2 men in the trunk. They were picked up by a black sedan. He didn't get the model, but he said it looked expensive.
Did he say which way they went?
They headed for the main valley loop.
Anything else?
Well, I haven't seen any trace of the baby, but there's a tour group staying here. Most of them arrived last night. None of them are the men from the train, but they might be linked somehow. Emilio Bazza and a Signore Buccelli arrived at the hotel around the time of the Paris train. Buccelli claims he came in on a train from Naples, but Cuiza doesn't have a Naples route.
Very curious. We'll look into it.
Wait, there's something I didn't tell Prince James on the phone.
Yes?
When I was coming to on the train, I heard one of the kidnappers say something in French. I remember the word San Grial. It means Holy Grail. Do you have any idea what the Holy Grail might have to do with Prince James' son?
I'm sorry. We're not authorized to discuss Prince James's affairs. But thank you for your observations. Good night, Miss Nakamura. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yes, you too. Thanks for the lift.
Goodbye, Miss Nakamura. Mr. Knight?
Damn, I thought we had a case.
We do.
Well, Prince James let you go.
Yeah, that's his prerogative.
Wait, but if the kidnappers weren't the night visitors...
Who says they weren't? I saw them. There was something not right about them at all.
Okay, what about the San Grial thing? What would vampires want with the Holy Grail?
I don't know.
Well, McDougal and Mallory sure seem to know. Maybe Prince James has the Grail, and the kidnapping is an attempt at blackmail.
I don't think Prince James has the Grail. Look, there's this whole treasure hunting thing linked to this town. I don't have time to explain. Could you please hook up Sydney and check out the Grail and vampires?
Yeah, sure.
And, looks like you might have to stay with me. The hotel's booked up.
Oh. Oh, all right. Say, do you mind waiting till tomorrow morning on the research thing? I have to get Sydney configured and I am pretty beat.
No, that's fine. You must have been really worried. Sorry, Gracie. I'm gonna go keep an eye on my replacements.
Bye.
So we now have Grace with us. Alright, and of course her voice actress has been replaced. It's not the same from the first game, but the voice actress that does Grace is the same girl that does the voice of Elaine Marley in Escape from Monkey Island. So there we go. And she also does a whole bunch of other voices as well. She's does a voice in Anastasia. That's like one of her most popular, looks like. So yeah, we've been taken off the case. They're really suspicious about that. Anyway, remember that when we first got in, when we were kind of suffering from a beaten head, there was a different receptionist, and here she is. Maybe she can give us some more information. Hello? That was very close.
Oh, Monsieur Knight, I hope your head is feeling better.
It is, actually. Thanks for asking.
It's like the same voice as the girl at the train station, but okay.
Did you see or hear a baby last night?
No, Monsieur Knight, not at the hotel. I hear my niece at home, maybe, but here there are no babies staying at the hotel.
I was looking at the register. Do you remember exactly when people arrived last night?
Let me think. The big group arrives together maybe 7:30, and later Monsieur Baza,
What time?
maybe 9 o'clock? No, more like 10, I think. Then you, maybe an hour later. Then Signore Buccelli.
What time did Buccelli get here?
Just after midnight, I remember, because the clock chimes at midnight, and I sometimes get a bit nervous, and I lock the door. Signore Buccelli came after I locked it. I had to let him in.
Nervous? What do you get nervous about?
Oh, Monsieur Knight, we have many old legends in this area.
You didn't see two men with a trunk last night, did you? Maybe outside in the parking lot or driving around town?
No, not in town. This is a very quiet place, Monsieur. Monsieur Mosley and Monsieur Wilkes arrived with a tour group, but I do not remember a trunk.
Okay, thanks.
So yeah, we still don't even know if the kidnappers are indeed staying at this hotel. They might have another place in town, which is actually very likely. But oh well, let's see what everyone else is up to.
So, Bocelli, did you have a productive day?
It was relaxing, Mr. Wilkes.
Relaxing? You must not be looking for treasure then. Nothing relaxing about that.
Si, certo. I am a scholar, not a hunter of fortune.
Glad to hear it. There's too many damn snoops around here.
Are there? Why, who do you mean?
Hell, why don't you join me if we're going to talk? I ain't eating alone. I don't know where the hell the women are.
Very well.
Looks like it's boys only, am I right? Okay. That was, yeah. Yeah, there are quite a few snoops around here. We know Emilio's one, and we saw this guy with binoculars. Of course, we had the binoculars too, but we actually have a good reason. Maybe he does too, but we just don't know. Well, anyway, if we try to talk to them, they'll just climb up, I believe. So, let's see a little bit more. See if we go outside again. Looks like these, they're the two men, Prince James' men, are heading away. Let's see, actually don't think. Oh well. So where are they headed, and can they perhaps give us any more clues as to what the heck is going on around here? Well, you just had to, you are going to have to find out next time on Let's Play Gabriel Knight 3. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.